Good morning traders, Joseph here from Eightcap. We're just going to have a bit of a look at some of the key moves that we saw on Friday night, and just touch on there's a bank holiday in the US tonight, so the markets will observe Martin Luther King Day. This could affect some of the liquidity and some of the trading volume in tonight's New York session. So just starting off, we're going to have a look, we're just looking at the German 30 at the moment this morning. We can just see straight away that we had a bit of rejection at breaking this high, so it did put in a new high. Now it's not an all-time record, but we still have this level. Sorry, we'll just have a look at it on the weekly. So yeah, we still are sitting just below all-time records, but we are edging closer and closer. Now we'll just have a look at this in a little bit more detail. So we can see that buyers did get a bit of hesitation once this level was crossed. So for now, this is medium to key resistance. We're still in quite a bullish setup, so we can see that we've had this strong move up. We've had a consolidation, a fade, stall at the high. Then we're now just looking for possibly further consolidation. Worst case scenario, a move lower, or best case scenario, a break higher after this hold. So this story is very similar across on the EURUSD 50 as well. The German 30's price pattern looks a little bit more cleaner. This looks a little bit more well developed. It's still an ascending triangle, but we have this first low here, which does make the pattern a little bit different than the German 30, not as clean. Things were a little bit different on the France 40, which is the CAC. We had a very solid breakout. Now data on Friday was a bit mixed coming out for the services PMI, but it does show a lot of buyer support and interest in the France 40 at the moment. That's a very strong breakout. That was another consolidation pattern. So we'll be looking for buyers to hold the breakout, or possibly maybe a move down to this area here, but then we're looking for it to continue to show that this trend has further to go. Just jumping over quickly to the US 30, we can see there was a very quiet night compared to Europe. Trading ranges are very low. We can just see that from this candle here. And then we will just finally finish on the UK 100. So I hope that this enforces some of the interest that was in the France 40. And we can see a similar story on the UK 100. Very strong bar out of consolidation in this area here. It was another ascending triangle at this point, but we did have this high here. So what's interesting was it didn't close above that high, but we did break it. So again, a bit of a stronger story than on this market than we're seeing on the German 30 and Euro 50. But now we really want to see what happens on the next test by sellers, if it's chewed up and moved higher, and then will we see a test of this point here following up to this point here. So still some good signs going on in stocks at the moment. Now moving on to currencies, we saw a bit of a fight back from the USD in Friday to Saturday trade. We can see here the Aussie really did give away. Now we've been watching this trend break, and now we're starting to see a continuation setting up. So today we're seeing some buying. It's Asian session buying, so we'll just see how this transfers through to the European session tonight. But if we see a fade and fail and then a new break, then it's starting to really set up as a continuation trend break, and this will be the first lower high continuation after the break. We still have one trend point here, but the medium/fast trend is definitely broken and it's been confirmed as a break. So we'll just have to see how that goes. If that's our next support point as well. So if we do see more selling after a break tonight, we want to see how sellers go once they get back to this level, because it's held, that level is basically held since mid-December, and if you take this into account, then we're going back to the start of December. So that's really the key support point for the Aussie. The Euro, similar story, a little bit, well, a tiny bit more bearish. We broke that low, but we did stall at this low. Again, similar story to the Aussie. We've got that fast to medium term trend break. We've seen the sellers start performing the continuation after a lower high, and we'll be looking for, if sellers can continue lower today, how they deal with this point here and then down to this point here. So breaks of these 2 points really sets up a new medium-term correction, and that's similar for the Aussie if we see a break of that support point. The story was basically similar on the pound. We can see just a little bit less dramatic. Again, we've got that support point there. Now, we've already had our lower high here. This is basically the second lower high, so it's starting to take a little different shape than compared to the Euro and the Aussie. It's not as clean and fresh. We're basically seeing more of a consolidation pattern forming here on the pound, so a little bit less seller momentum at the moment unless we get a real big key driver that really pushes the market lower. So we, again, as we've just noted, we'll be looking for how the interaction with sellers at this point and then this point, and then further down we have further support here. So if we see a hold here, we could see possibly a new test of seller resolve. So we'll just have to go and wait and see about that. But as we've just mentioned, there's a bit more of a consolidation pattern going on in the pound at the moment. So the Aussie and the Euro do look slightly more weaker than the pound, but sellers do have work to do to get a continuation going. So the dollar CAD is usually the mirror, and we can see that. So we've got this higher low here, which we're watching. It is consolidation. We do have a range setting up. So buyers really need to make a statement and break above this high to really set up a new medium to short-term uptrend. But signs are there in reverse to what we were just looking at. We've had that medium-term trend break. We've had our higher low. We do have a consolidation, so we just need to see a break out of that to really tell us that buyers are in control, and we're going to see possibly a higher extension. So there's a little bit to watch on some of those majors at the moment. Now going on to oil, we continue to hold demand from this support level here. We did see a bit of a test lower, but that was fought back from buyers, and we saw a higher close, but a bit of a fade at this point here. So oil's still in a trend break pattern, and just have to watch to see how this rally goes, if there is a fade and a new push lower, if it's going to turn into a new higher low. Any break below this point here down to this point here starts to set up a possible continuation idea. But if we see any hold here and then a new rally, it starts to turn into a consolidation or a possible higher low with an idea of making a new move higher. But again, that's real speculation on my side at this point. We'll just have to see how we go in today's session coming, if we're going to see another rally or not. So that's really our thoughts, price action thoughts for now. We hope you have a great trading day and enjoy your trading week. And until tomorrow's video, have a great day and bye for now.